Meet Amadou Haidara, Ralf Rangnick's no.1 transfer target to transform Manchester United's midfield. We have another absolute top player on our hands, I've known that for a while. Ralf Rangnick, March 2019. Amadou Haidara had just scored on his full debut for the club, but Rangnick needed no further proof that RB Leipzig had a player of huge potential on their books. The Mali international joined RB Leipzig from RB Salzburg in 2018, but a knee injury meant he had to wait 4.5 months to make his debut for the Bundesliga club. The wait was worth it. Having arrived as a two-time title winner from Austria, Haidara has taken his game to the next level in Germany and established himself as one of the most dynamic midfielders in Europe. Manchester United were already aware of the Malian's qualities before Rangnick's appointment this week, but the German is said to be targeting the 23-year-old to revamp the Red Devils' midfield in January. A £33 million release clause in his contract means Haidara could easily be secured in January, but what would United be getting for their money, and what would his arrival tell us about the direction of the club under Rangnick? Haidara joined Rangnick's Leipzig in December 2018 as a replacement for Naby Keita, who moved to Liverpool earlier that year in a £57 million deal. Rangnick wanted a dynamic midfielder to replicate the intensity in the middle of the park that Keita had become known for, and the club's relationship with Salzburg meant they were well aware of his qualities, even at the age of 20. The German was in no doubt about Haidara's class and he couldn't hide his delight at getting a deal over the line. "We're very happy to have worked out the transfer of Amadou Haidara. There are not many players out there who have his potential. He has all the prerequisites to succeed Keita," Rangnick said in December 2018. He played just 12 times under Rangnick before the 63-year-old's departure at the end of the season, but the German spoke glowingly about the Mali international and felt he was a perfect fit for his high-pressing system. Haidara was signed as a box-to-box midfielder at Leipzig, but he's played in all three central midfield positions during his time in Germany. The Mali international's best quality is his intensity without the ball, which has often led to comparisons to Keita and N'Golo Kanté. Because of that, he's more often than not deployed as number 8 in a box-to-box role so that he can press further up the field in the hope that possession can be overturned closer to the opponent's goal. Rangnick's brand of football has been based on gegenpressing, which is a strategy and/or belief adopted by managers such as Jurgen Klopp and Pep Guardiola. When applied correctly, gegenpressing is the coordinated aggressive pressing of a team in their own half that forces mistakes and turnovers close to the opponent's goal. To succeed, the strategy requires high-energy players, and Haidara possesses that intensity in an abundance. However, the Malian is adaptable, and when playing more conservatively, Haidara can play as a defensive midfielder or a number 6, but his strength is not in possession, and he struggles to build attacks. Haidara feels comfortable in either position, but says he's happy to play anywhere through the midfield. "I feel at my best when I'm in position 6 or 8. But last season the coach used to put me a bit everywhere," Haidara said earlier this year. United have a wealth of options in midfield, but much will depend on how Rangnick sets up the Red Devils. The German tends to favor a 4-2-2-2 or 4-4-2 formation, but he's not wedded to a single system and instead has non-negotiable beliefs that he demands his players adhere to. Playing with a high backline, he wants his central midfielders to apply pressure high in the opponent's half, and he expects the press to be coordinated and well-timed by his forward players in order to turn over the ball. Regardless of the system, it's most likely that Haidara would slot into a midfield too, but it's his role within those formations that will depend on who he's partnered with. Scott McTominay and Fred have both played as defensive midfielders, but they're better in a box-to-box role, while Paul Pogba's not disciplined enough to play as the deepest-lying midfielder. Should Rangnick adopt, as is expected, a high-pressing system at Old Trafford, Haidara would best be used in a number 8 role, and that would leave one of McTominay or Fred out of the side. The Fred-McTominay partnership was a main feature of Ole Gunnar Solskjaer's tenure, and many supporters felt it was reductive and uninspiring. United's problems this season are not down to the quality of the squad, so it's unlikely that Rangnick will make wholesale changes. The German clearly favors more energetic players, but most of the squad, barring Harry Maguire, Cristiano Ronaldo, Paul Pogba and Anthony Martial, could adapt to his tactics. Instead, the addition of Haidara could help Rangnick to implement his preferred style at the Theatre of Dreams, and the Malian could help other members of the squad to adapt to the high-press system. Haidara's release clause means United would not need to negotiate with Leipzig, but in any case, the midfielder revealed in 2019 that he dreams about playing at Old Trafford. I like Manchester United very much and watch as many games as possible. I dream of playing there," said Haidara. With Rangnick at the helm, that could become a reality this January, and the midfielder appears the perfect starting point for the Germans' revolution at Old Trafford. More massive overreaction. Micah Richards questions the hype surrounding Ralf Rangnick's appointment at Manchester United. For more stories like this, check our sport page. Follow Metro Sport for the latest news on Facebook, Twitter and Instagram.